clean. If you take a look at the wake line, what's he doing? Y'all applauding and everything. I mean, I'll tell you. Knucklehead. Oh, that's the name of the boat. So, if you take a look at the wake line, you see just how clear the water actually is when it washes off of the boat. But I will agree that it is by no means the most beautiful water that you've ever sailed upon. But there are some reasons for that. Number one, we have 7 freshwater rivers that flow into this area, pumping millions of gallons of freshwater and river sediment into the Golden Isles per hour. Now, the fresh water mixes with the salt water, and it makes the water brackish, and the river sediment gets deposited predominantly on the backside of the island, and it makes our marsh mud. If you've been here at low tide and seen the dark gray, almost black mud, that's called pluff mud. Do not try to walk on the pluff mud. A couple years ago, we had a young man standing on our dock, and at low tide, our dock sits in the mud. He's looking at the mud, looked up at his dad, and his dad said, "Don't do it." Well, we pretty much know that's an invitation to do it. So in he went, sank to his chest in the mud. Yeah, his father, being a concerned parent, finished his drink, then walked over and started tugging, but could not get him out of the mud. Called over to the boat. I came over and helped him, and we pulled him. He popped out with nothing but his BVDs on. So do not take a walk on the marsh side. And then our third influencer is on the port side. It's on the starboard side. It actually goes inland 13 miles, and that is the Spartina marsh grass. If you notice the tips of it's got a little brown coloration, that is last year's growth that died off over the winter. It's very brittle. When the wind blows, it breaks off, it falls into the water, and it acts like a lifted tea bag and tints the water a little bit darker. So again, not the most beautiful water, but it is some of the most nutrient rich. And as a result of that, we do have an abundance of marine life, bird life, and other wildlife that rely on this ecosystem for survival. But the one that we're real glad is here is our wild Georgia shrimp. Has anybody had any of those? Yeah, did they have a little sweet taste to them? Would you like to know why? I got a head shake off the back. Well, I will not ruin your shrimp dinner. We go back to the Spartina. It is in the sugarcane family. The pieces that break off, the shrimp are eating the decaying vegetation, so they're eating sugarcane. So we strongly recommend you don't settle for imported shrimp, that you get the world's best shrimp, the wild Georgia shrimp. And by doing so, you'll most certainly make a shrimper smile. So it's very important that our sponsors know we're promoting their product.
No, we do not have sponsors. I can't believe everything this man tells you. How many of you fell for seatbelts? Raise your hand. He thinks he's a comedian. As long as you're laughing, it'll be a good night. Let me tell you, if you don't laugh, he is gonna pout. Yeah, if he pouts, I'm gonna be mad, y'all. Because at the end of the night, he goes home with me.
I just found out good help's hard to find.
Yeah, it's hard to fire when you're married. Y'all, we've been married for 23 years.
To each other.
Yeah, to each other. We have been doing this trip together 6 nights a week for 19 years. Now when I get the applause, y'all. I haven't killed it. I haven't killed it yet, and I haven't asked for a divorce. So tonight is still young, though.